We're recording, right? Welcome to my TED Talk. We got the solo show coming up. Let me tell you about the time I almost quit. And I'm not saying that lightly either, because I would say I was one morning, one afternoon away from saying fuck it all. You know, from the outside in, this place looked like it was just absolutely thriving, of course, you know what I mean? We opened up second location. I'm featured on the front of the Chronicle. So many news spreads and podcasts and all that kind of stuff. But there's one special thing having a brick and mortar will teach you is that the health of your business or what's going on with your business does not always show to the outside world. And that's definitely something that I struggled with. Because not even addressing the stress or what I was going through, because I'm like in my head, like I should be grateful. Like, look at all this stuff going on. But at the same time, we're like missing a month's rent, or somebody has to wait for a paycheck for 2 weeks, or, you know, we end up having to part ways with a family member from working here, or different staff members. And it's just this constant, you know, dealing with relationships of co-parenting, or my mother, my aunts, anything, just like everything was hitting me at once. And there's nothing worse of going through all of these different problems and ego deaths and then not having any money on top of that. Like, that's one quick way to be ready to be done with everything, you know? But, yeah, I mean, even going through those ego deaths, they also were kind of led me out of it at the same time. Those lessons were, I learned some mean lessons about myself, my pride, who I want to be. Everything. In 1 year, I feel like I aged about 10 years, you know. One of the biggest ego deaths that I had to learn last year was kind of removing the gallery off of its pedestal. I never had the gallery on its pedestal when I created this place. It was created out of a necessity for my career, and then expanded into something bigger, because the community needed it. We were able to pivot and everything. So it was never on this pedestal. And then all of a sudden, as more success started to come in, all of a sudden I put it on a pedestal, as far as people should reciprocate a certain way, or people should act a certain way, or people should be grateful to work with us and things like that. And honestly, that put me in a situation where I'm now susceptible to external factors I can't control, as far as how are people acting, how are they treating this place, which constantly put us in a bad situation, because, you know, you're not always going to get what you want in life, and things aren't going to play out that way. Me thinking about this place like people should be grateful or anything like that is so far against what this place even comes from. You know, I had no idea where that even came from when I started to analyze it. And then I had to realize that, like, you know what, Rich, like, you're doing a lot of this stuff. You're providing or looking out for people and all of that good things. It's because you like to do it, not because people should be grateful for it, or people should reciprocate, or, you know, saying it should be an even energy exchange or anything like that. You're doing it because that's what you want to do. That's what you like. That's your happiness. And, you know, I say this to a lot of people a lot of times, is when you find a passion in life that you can do constantly, and it also happens to help other people, you found something that's extremely sustainable. And that's what this gallery is. It was kind of like just simplifying it back to, hey, we're going to do us. We're going to give. We're going to provide. We're going to look out. We're going to do all of this stuff. And if you want to tell your friends, tell your friends. If you want to you know, not come back after that, not come back. It's okay. Like, you know, we're not doing it to, you know, to have a return. It's like gift giving, you know. But yeah, that was a mean ego death that kind of helped me get out of that funk, because I wasn't depending on those reactions from people anymore. Talk about all the bumps and bruises that I went through last year, and I don't want to digress and go into actual individual relationships and different type of people that I learned these lessons from, because I think that's kind of counterproductive. But also had several different relationships that just went like from people that I call friends to like never speaking again, which is like completely out of the ordinary for me. I've always been, you know, the team captain, the person that stays friends with people for their entire lives. To realizing that doesn't serve me whatsoever anymore. It takes away from me being a father or a friend to other people or family or anything. You know, you're gonna grow apart from people, and you don't have to keep those things going no matter what. Me in particular, I put the gallery in so many terrible spots last year. Endeavors that we didn't need to be in, or clients maybe we had to refund, or anything like that, because I didn't cut friendships and relationships off when I thought they needed to be cut off. You know, that dumb pride is, you know, I can fix it or find my way through it or anything like that. And realizing that even in certain situations, like, you know, not everybody's built for those. You know, just because somebody's your family member or they're an idol of yours or anything like that, you can't work together. You can't, you know, those type of interactions aren't going to work. Those are, you know what I mean? And put it this way, the gallery is healthier than it has ever been right now. And we have the less amount of staff that's ever worked here. We don't have as much overhead. And it was a situation where a lot of really close people that I was to, unfortunately, you got taken advantage of a lot in life. And separating that is key to be everything. And it'll be people that really, really love you and don't realize that you're taking advantage of you, or that you need to communicate that you feel that you're being taken advantage of. I mean, you know, it's a blessing. A lot of people you can sit down and have a conversation with, even like we had, Camille, but then there's a lot of people that you'll have a conversation with, or you'll have this interaction with, and it's the last time y'all are gonna have a conversation or interaction. And that just is what it is. I still wish everyone that I've ever come in contact with, like, health and longevity and all that good stuff, but we won't, you know, be interacting with each other anymore. And so kind of that was all a part of that ego death, is where I can't fix everything. I can't be everyone's friend. You know, that's not even a realistic part of your personality. That's something you're gonna have to let go. And I'm confident enough to say I'm cool with that now, you know. Also, there was another really, really cool lesson that I just randomly thought about, kind of going into finances. I wish I could tell y'all exactly how bad the financial situation with the gallery got last year. It's definitely a blessing that we're here right now, going through the family problems, the friend problems, the relationship problems, the staffing problems, the financial burden of the gallery. Creates absolutely no free time, absolutely have no life. I had no safe space for myself, because I'm on here at the gallery and then I go home and I got to be on for my daughter and on in my co-parenting relationship. It was tough. It was really weighing on me, and I was like, you know, fuck it, I don't need any of this. But it also helped, having those ego deaths and realizing it's not necessarily just the gallery that was weighing on my shoulders. The gallery brings a lot of love and life into things. It was just the heaviest thing that I was dealing with at that time. It wasn't the community or anything that I felt like I was quitting on. I mean, really the thing that killed me was quitting on myself, because obviously this is a beautiful career. Been amazing to have a daughter grow up in that situation. One of the things that light me up the most is being giving to people and providing space. And it's crazy to realize that that's a selfish endeavor because you enjoy doing it. It's just like something like you like eating candy or pancakes or whatever it is. Like, I enjoy doing it because I just love to do it. It's very hard to build something like this organically the way we did it. Super, super easy to destroy it. Couple business moves, couple ideas go wrong, and you're in the hole. You realize that every finite decision that you make not only deals with you, the gallery, the career, the community, but it also deals with the people that are expecting paychecks from your decisions. It's a testament to the fortitude of this place and what it means to people that our lights are still on, that we're caught up on rent, that we're caught up on people's paychecks, that we got out of debt. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy just kind of getting over those ego deaths and the imposter syndrome and realizing that anytime you've ever had this type of conflict or battles in your life, when you come out of it, it's the best times that you've ever had. And it brings me back to one of my favorite quotes about imposter syndrome. It's not really your enemy. It's a sign that you're in a fight for something worth fighting for.